This is looking like Google, but actually we're going to build this by ourselves using HTML, CSS and little bit of JavaScript. And the coolest part is that it also has dark mode and smooth animations. So if you are a beginner and want to make projects that actually look modern, this video is for you. So hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be showing you a Google homepage clone from scratch. This is beginner friendly, but it looks clean and professional. We'll learn how to center elements, style a search bar, add hover effects, create animations, and finally add a dark mode toggle using JavaScript. By the end of this video, you will have a project you can even upload to your portfolio or social media. Now, let's start by creating the basic structure of web page using HTML. HTML is basically the skeleton of the website. We'll create a top bar for the dark mode button, a logo, a search box, and some buttons. This top bar div will contain our dark mode toggle button. We will give the button an ID called toggle button because later we will use JavaScript to control it. And inside the container we have the logo, then source input, and finally the two buttons. If we do it live, then the page looks very plain because HTML only creates structure. The real design comes from CSS. Now let's make this look like an actual website by adding CSS for styling, layout, colors, spacing and animations. First, let's remove the default margin to remove unwanted spacing around the page. Then we set the font to Arial to make it look cleaner. The transition property is important because it makes dark mode smoothly animate instead of changing instantly. For the container, we set height 80 vs. This will give container 80% of the screen size so we can have room to center things. Display flex, this will turn on Flexbox, which help us to use alignment tools. Flex direction column, justify content center, align item center, animation fade in 1 second ease. This is how we perfectly center everything on the page. Let's check the output. As you can see, everything is in the center of the screen. Now let's style the search box with 500 pixel. It's set of fixed horizontal width for the input box, max width 90%, padding 14 pixel and 20 pixel. This set space inside the box. Border radius 25 pixel. This will round the corners to make it iconic pill-shaped Google look. Border 1 pixel, solid, sharp CCC. It will add a thin, clean and light gray outline around the box. Outline none, font size 16 pixel and transition 0.3 second. Before we go further, let's make body dark for the dark mode. We will set background to sharp 202124 and text color white. Now the top bar using Flexbox to push our button to the right, and then we will give the toggle button a clean and modern look with some padding and a border radius. And we will design the logo right after the container. We will set font size 80 pixel, font weight bold, margin button 20 pixel, and for the color, official Google using blue #4285FO. To make it super dynamic, we are also adding an animation called bounce that lasts 2 seconds and loops infinitely. And now we can go further. Here we'll be fixing that source input for dark mode. Right now it's too bright, so for that we'll give it a darker background using #303134. Flip the text color to white so we can see what we are typing, and add a clean subtle border with #5app6368 so it blends perfectly into the theme. Source box is completed. Now let's style buttons that sit right below it. We will be adding some spacing to the button container, and then we will give individual buttons clean and modern look with rounded corners and smooth transition effect. And to make it responsive, we will add a hover effect. When a user hovers over a button, we will use a CSS transform to scale it up slightly. Just like we did with the search input, we need to ensure our buttons adapt when the dark theme is active. We will use our conditional dark mode selector to shift the buttons to a darker gray background and change the text color to white. Finally, let's write the keyframe animations that we assigned to our container and logo earlier. We will define @keyframes fade in to smoothly slide the entire layout upward when the page loads, and @keyframes bounce to create a playful continuous movement for our logo. Okay, so if we check the output now, everything gets styled looking perfect. The layout is centered, our logo has that nice bounce animation, and the source box looks exactly like Google. But when I click this dark mode button, nothing is happening. To fix this, let's jump into our JavaScript file and set up the code. The very first thing we do is selecting the HTML elements we want to control. We grab our toggle button using its ID, and we also grab the whole page body for dark mode CSS. Next, we create an event listener. Think of this as an smart light switch that waits for the user to interact with the button. We will tell it to watch specifically for a click on our toggle button. Whenever that button gets clicked, it will trigger the function inside. Inside our click listener, we are going to use a powerful built-in method called classListToggle. We will target the body and toggle the class name dark. This means when the body doesn't have the class, JavaScript adds it, and when it has class, JavaScript removes it. This single line is what activates all those dark mode CSS rules we wrote earlier. To make the user interface feel truly polished, let's finish off by dynamically changing the text inside the button. We will use a simple if statement. If the body currently contains the dark class, we will change the text to show a sun emoji and say light mode. Otherwise, we will switch it back to the moon emoji. And here is the complete script file altogether. Jump back over to our browser, refresh the page and test it out. Perfect. Look at how smoothly it transitions between light and dark themes now.